I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Cub wins. Cubs win. Cubs win. Welcome to another edition of Blending the Family, the podcast. I'm your host and Cub fan, Blackhawks fan, Bear fan, unfortunately. Tommy Maloney, how the heck are you? You doing good? You doing good? Need a hug? All right, let me send you a virtual hug. Here we go. Hug in the microphone right now. Just hug the microphone. On this episode, I want to talk about, I'm going to do a little self-promotion. Please, hold on. Don't hit delete or whatever. I want to talk about a few things, and it all comes from my first book, 25 Tips for Divorced Dads, How to Create Special Memories and Grow Your Bonds with Your Children. Yes, you can find it on the website, blendingthefamily.com. Prefer if you go to the website versus Amazon, because Tommy needs the money. You know what I'm saying? Picking up when I'm throwing down, I make more money off the website than I do Amazon. But hey, that's not your issue. That's my issue. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about 3 tips from the book, because I read this article this morning, and for the life of me, now I can't find the article. But one of the tips, and it comes from the book, it's actually tip number 7. It says, embrace their interest no matter what they are. You, being the dad or parent, let's just say, you need to get yourself out of your comfort zone and learn to embrace their interests, even if that means riding a roller coaster, which I won't do, but that's just me, and I will put my foot down. But this article I read today was talking about bullying among the ballet industry, and it was towards the boys and towards the men. And this is where this tip number 7 comes in. Once again, embrace their interests no matter what they are. And I just was a little upset that, you know, if a young man, if a young boy wants to go into something such as ballet, shouldn't the parent embrace it? Shouldn't the parent, help the child be successful versus realizing, oh no, this is not a masculine type thing. You should be doing something else, like playing football or rugby or lacrosse or football. Did I say football? I think I did say football. Hockey, embrace it. If your child wants to be on the chess club, which I was, and I had no idea how to play chess, but that was just me, embrace it. If your son or daughter wants to do something that's total opposite of what you want to do, so sad, too bad, suck it up, buttercup. Embrace it. Be an encourager, okay? All right. So the next tip I want to talk about is respect the rules. And this has been a topic that came up in our household. It also came up recently on the podcast. And you can only control your household. Quit trying to control the other parent's household. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. So our oldest is away at college. She lives in an apartment. Don't have to really worry about her. It's the other 2, the Wonder Twins, as we like to call them. And here's the thing. In our household, their rooms are not clean. Let me repeat that. In our household, their rooms are not clean. But at the other parent's household, apparently their rooms are I don't know if they're immaculate, but I'm going to say pretty darn close. That's the rule in that house, okay? If we had set the boundaries earlier and said, in this household, you have to have your room clean 24/7, then we should have done that. My point on this is, it's okay to have messy rooms. I know a lot of you are probably rolling your eyes at me right now and going, what? No. You know what? Set boundaries, set them early. If you haven't done that, then it's going to take time to bring whatever, rules you want to. You cannot do it overnight. Do not force it overnight. You're going to get your kids' eyes rolling at you when you do that, okay? If your rules are different from the other household rules, work with the kids. And it's really hard if you've never been in a divorce situation, especially as a young kid, to have to go from one household to another household where rules are different. And some of you, again, might be rolling your eyes and going, you know what, Tommy, why don't you suck it up? You know what? I have. But this is how, we run our house, okay? Is it right? No. Is it wrong? No. And like I said, this came up on a recent podcast episode. I think it was Maria Ashworth, and we talked about having clean rooms. And I said, shut the door. If you don't like the way the room looks, shut the door. Okay? And move on from it. All right? But again, if you hadn't said, and I know Maria said this in the interview, Maria said those rules were set early. If you haven't set those rules early, then it's going to take time for the kids to adopt. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay? And that was actually tip number 12 from the book. And the last one I want to talk about, taking the high road. And I believe, again, Maria and I talked about this. And as of late, I've had struggles trying to take the high road. And as the adult, I should. I should let things blow by, smile, and move on. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's okay every once in a while not to take the high road. I've been notorious to send emails and should have, and I'll admit it, I'm really bad at this. I should have read it. I should have had my wife Ann read it and have her say, nope, don't send this. Or she could have the permission from me saying, all right, if it's wrong, delete it. But there are times where I still feel that it's okay not to take the high road. And here's my thought process on this. Sometimes not taking the high road can be sticking up for yourself. And here's what I mean by that, is that if I get an email from my former spouse, and it kind of has a little dig, I should take the high road, okay? I should. But in my thought process, again, I'm not sticking up for myself. Therefore, in my mind, it's okay to respond back with saying something, no, this isn't how it is, this is not how it's going to be, or what have you. And I know I wrote this in the book, and what did I... So it's tip 22 from the book. Take the high road. If the former spouse is not being reasonable or if you are being hard-headed, remember it is not about winning disagreements, but it is about co-parenting. Co-parenting is about the kids. And I totally agree with what I wrote. But there are also times as it must be older age or maturity, or maybe lack of maturity, after reading that sticking up for yourself, and sticking up for yourself can be taking the high road, but it could also be just downright, hey, this is how I feel. You're interfering with my life or my situation, or you're interfering with my personal space, my personal bubble, and I'm not going to stick up for it. And that's and like I said, this has just been me as of lately. Would love to hear your thoughts about the high road. I don't know. Maybe it's something I have to revisit with either Ann or a therapist or a nice glass of red wine. I don't know. But that's all I have for you. I want to also thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for listening, downloading. It means a lot to me. And hopefully next time we will have guests. But, everybody's schedule is different. Not everybody has a free-flowing solopreneur schedule as many of you and I don't know. Anywho, if you want to pick up the book, 25 Tips for Divorced Dads, or even our kids' book that was written by our kids, Connor and Becca, 10 Tips on How to Survive Your Parents' Divorce, you can go to our website, bloodandfamily.com, and order it there. You can also go to Amazon. I have a book out it's an ebook. It's just a simple ebook of my early writings of my blogs, and you can find that on Amazon, called Why Not You, Why Not Me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And as Harry Carey would say, Cubs win! Cubs win! And let's hope they win another World Series. Blood and Family, the podcast. I am still your host, Tommy Maloney. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.